Tonight behind me here at CAA Arena, the Binghamton Devils will take on the Belleville Senators. It is the first weekend game that the Devils have played here in Belleville in 2 seasons. The Devils were on the road Thursday in Utica and a huge 1-0 win. And as Coach says, it wasn't pretty, but in that third period, the Devils were able to get a goal by John Ramage and get the job done.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty the other night, but it'll be pretty in April for sure. And sometimes you don't bring your A game. So when you get points, especially a win on the road, when you're not playing your best hockey, I think that says something to the fortitude of your team. So, one of the things we're continuing to try to work on is our mental toughness. And I thought, I went in and talked to these guys after the first 2 periods and said, hey, let's be honest, we haven't played very well right now. Let's play our best period in the third period, and I thought we did.
In that game, the Devils were unable to convert on 2 late 5-on-3 power play chances towards the end of that second period, but they didn't let it get to them. Went in, regrouped during the intermission, and got an early power play goal in the third.
Yeah, a little disconcerting with the 5-on-3s because it's kind of one and done, and kind of I didn't think we looked in sync, and it's one of the reasons why I started the other group on the power play, because they hadn't really gotten much of the time. A lot of it had been that other group, and they hadn't really looked as organized as they needed to. So, John sort of spearheads that group, did a real good job and settled it down up top, and it ended up coming back to him. So it was nice to see him rewarded.
Cam Johnson, the star of the night, his first AHL shutout. He stopped all 33 shots on net.
Excellent. He's been good. He, like I've said before, you've heard me say this, he knows how to win hockey games.
The Devils still with some big injuries up front. Nick Lappin, Eric Tangradi, Marian Studenich, Brian Strait. Will any of those guys be back in the lineup here tonight? Coach says it's possible.
Haven't gotten the final word from Scott. Just getting done with pregame skate here. So look to find out, and there's a distinct possibility.
Prior to morning skate here today, the Binghamton Devils signing goaltender Evan Cormier to an amateur tryout contract. So the goaltending shuffle still going on, but Cormier could be a mainstay here in Binghamton. You might say, hey, that name sounds familiar. It should. He's a 2016 draft pick of the New Jersey Devils, was playing this season at University of Guelph Canadian College. Prior to that, he spent 4 seasons and was the go-to guy in net for the Saginaw Spirit in the OHL. And as Coach says, great to have a guy back in the organization who is familiar. Cormier did attend 2 New Jersey Devils development camps.
Yeah, which is nice, and hey, listen, I know goaltending. I mean, you look at the other night, you got Cam pitching a shutout, you got Blackie getting his first win. One of our picks, Schmid, I think lost to Canada 3-2, had 30-something saves. So, any good organization has to have goaltending depth, and I think Evan definitely helps in that regard. Another
divisional matchup, and if you take a look at the standings, they are just deadlocked all the way from the top to the bottom in that North Division.
Listen, this division is, there's a lot in the middle here. There's really no one out of it. You got Syracuse, and I know Roch is played pretty well. And obviously we know Syracuse. But besides that, I think it's anybody's game here. So we need to make sure that we show up and play hard, because I think anybody can beat anybody.
Devils and Senators tonight, 7 o'clock puck drop. Pregame show starts on the air at 6:40 with the close quarters pregame show on U.S. Country 96.9 and 680 AM WINR, all on the Devils radio network, also online, binghamtondevils.com. You can also watch the game on AHL TV. The Devils going for 2 in a row. They've won 3 of the last 4. We've talked about how important that is, stringing together wins to get back up into that 4th and final playoff spot in the North Division. We've seen teams do that. Syracuse was at the basement of the North Division. They put together a huge point streak and win streak, able to jump right up to 2nd place. So we'll see if the Devils can make it 2 in a row and 4 of the last 5 here tonight in Belleville. Binghamton back home on New Year's Eve. The annual New Year's Eve celebration game special, 6:05 puck drop against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. We hope to see you out there. You can still get a ticket and a free drink to either craft or social on state for just $19. Do that right now at binghamtondevils.com. New Year's Eve, get your night started. Get your party started with the Devils on Monday night, December 31st, 6:05. A ticket and a free drink, just $19 right now and BinghamtonDevils.com. Hope you can tune in tonight, 7 o'clock puck drop, Devils and Sens from Belleville, here on Devils Vision, getting you all set for tonight. I'm Rob Lapolis.